Hello folks, Everchanger here, and welcome back to more Pokemon Crystal. Last time, we concluded our little trek up the eastern coast of the Kanto region to reach Lavender Town. However, we didn't actually explore Lavender Town, so this time, before we do explore Lavender Town, which we will be doing in this episode, we are going to be exploring this route right here, which is Route 11, a nice route that's sort of sandwiched between Route 12 and Vermilion City. So first off right here, we have a fruit-bearing tree that just has regular berry that you can grab once every day, which is really nice, and immediately south of there is a hidden revive in this regular tree. Very cool. Other than that, there are 4 trainers on this route. Now, I should point out that I am recording this episode in between 2 thunderstorms, so hopefully we will be able to wrap this video up before the next one gets here, because I'd really like to have this episode all done and dusted before I have to hunker down and start unplugging the electronics, if it does indeed come to that. I don't know if it will. It might, but we'll just have to see. Anyhow, we got a Psychic right here, which is pretty standard. So since there's only 4 trainers on this route, it shouldn't be all that long. And we've already got all of the items on the route, so aside from the berry tree, the revive is the only other item on this route to my knowledge. So our exploration of Route 11 shouldn't take all that long. Which is kind of disappointing, because I feel like this route is probably one of the more recognizable ones from the Kanto region, just because of the weird patterns in the grass that the pathways make. I always thought it was really cool, and if you look really closely at an overview map of this area, it almost looks like it spells out 96, which is the year that the first Pokemon games were released in Japan. However, for some reason, as far as I can tell, the pattern in the grass was changed in Generation 4. I'm really not sure why. There's no cheating in Pokemon. Oh, unfortunately, sir, you are wrong. Let's keep it fair and square. Yes, I am all for having a fair and square game. Please do not cheat in Pokemon. Just please don't. Alright, first up we have a Growlithe, and I think this is actually his only Pokemon. And seriously, developers, would it have killed you to make this an Arcanine? Like, I know I've spent like most of the battles here complaining about the fact that the Kanto trainers are so underleveled, but it honestly is a huge problem. It may not be apparent now, but when we get to the final battles of the game, it'll become apparent why I wish these trainers were so much higher leveled, and therefore would yield more experience. It's something that would have been really nice. It itches and tickles a bit when I wear shorts in the grass. Oh, there it is! There's the shorts reference. Everyone's gotta love the shorts references. I know I like them. I know it's a really old and dumb joke at this point, but I think it's really funny. And there we go! Fully evolved Pokemon. I mean, it's only level 33, but we're making progress. Pretty decent progress. And this might get Feraligatr to level 51, which would be really nice. And also, I completely didn't realize this, but last episode Feraligatr hit level 50, and last episode was episode 50. And here, it's looking like Feraligatr will hit level 51 in episode 51. Which is a nice little bit of trivia. Alright, next up we have a Crobat. I think we will stay in with Feraligatr, our loyal first partner, and we will just Ice Punch this thing into next week. Pretty much literally, because I'm recording this video the week prior to it going up. Alright, very good. Now, I believe that is trainer number 3, which means there's actually only 1 more trainer on this route, which is kind of insane, because in Generation 1 there was like 9 or 10. But, as I've mentioned before, downsizing is pretty much the name of the game when it comes to Generation 2 Kanto. And here you are. I can see it. Everything to see about you. It's weird, like, everyone on this route is a Psychic this time around, but, like, in Generation 1 it's all, like, electrical workers. Really strange progression there, but I guess I can't really argue with it. Alright, so we're gonna send out Feraligatr, and like, this is a really good example of the fact that these trainers are underleveled for where we are in the game. This thing is way below the Xatu that the first member of the Elite Four came at us with. Really? I couldn't foresee your power. Yes, my power of just playing the game normally. Okay. Route 11. Doesn't even tell us from where to where, but anyway, come over here, and this will actually dump us into Vermilion City. And here we have Snorlax snoring peacefully. So yes, Snorlax is a roadblock right here, so we've seen 2 of the 3 areas that this Snorlax is blocking. What is that last area? That little cave right up there? Well, perhaps we will see soon enough. But yes, now that we've done that, we've explored pretty much this entire section of Kanto, which is really nice. A lot of people skip certain portions of the Kanto region when exploring it, but I really want to give the whole region its due, because they went through the effort of putting the entire Kanto region into this game, regardless of the concessions that they had to make, and for that, I think we deserve to show off what the developers have put into this place. Anyway, now that we have done that, we are finally ready to take our step into Lavender Town. Didn't really realize where the cutoff for that was. And the music here, I gotta say, is really nice actually. They make the music here so happy in Generations 2 and 4, which is nice. In Generations 1 and 3, this place was very bleak and dreary, but I think the 3 years have been kind to it. Anyway, I'm gonna go heal before we do anything else. Alright, now that we've done that, I think we should give everywhere else in Lavender Town a good look over, because there's actually quite a bit of interesting stuff here. First things first is probably the least interesting thing, the shop. There's the inventory flashed on screen in case you are curious, although I don't know how useful that information is at this point. Lavender Volunteer Pokemon House. This place is interesting. Basically what it is it's like a little Pokemon care center, not like a day care center, but basically like they take in abandoned Pokemon, which is really, really interesting. Pretty fascinating choices they've got here. Some cold-hearted people stop caring for their Pokemon. Grandpa takes in the poor homeless Pokemon and takes care of them. A very noble cause indeed. And of course we have a Pidgey. I feel like everyone's got a soft spot in their heart for Pidgey. Mr. Fuji does live here, but he's not home now. He should be at the Soul House. The Soul House is constructed in replacement for this. This right here is Lavender Town, the Noble Purple Town. No, this is the Kanto radio station, your favorite programs on air around the clock. Yep, Kanto has its own radio station, and it was constructed right here. Players of the original Red, Blue, and Yellow might recall that that was originally a Pokemon grave site, but they didn't just completely destroy the graves and other associated stuff with that. Instead, they moved it here, the Soul House. May the souls of Pokemon rest easy. For some reason, in Generation 4, this house's name was changed to the House of Memories. Not sure why that is, but it's a pretty interesting bit of trivia. People come from all over to pay their respects to the departed souls of Pokemon. Head on inside. Quite a few people here. I came with my mom to visit Pokemon graves. And over here, there are other graves of Pokemon here, I think. There are many chambers that only Mr. Fuji may enter. The Pokemon that lived with me, I loved them like my grandchildren. It's always interesting seeing this kind of area in Pokemon games. It serves as a reminder of cruelties of life, I guess we can say. Welcome. You appear to be raising your Pokemon in a kind and loving manner. Pokemon lovers come here to pay their respects to departed Pokemon. Please offer condolences for the souls of the departed Pokemon. I'm sure that will make them happy. Indeed. As someone who has lost pets in the past, and not to put a downer on things, but will very likely lose another pet relatively near in the future, these parts of Pokemon games always kind of get to me a little bit. But on a lighter note, I think we shall head out here. And there's actually something over here that I feel like is worth pointing out. Now, I don't remember which house it is. Taking a guess? Is it this one? Yes, it is. Hello, hello, I'm the Name Rater. I rate the names of Pokemon. Would you like me to rate names? Yep, you do not need to go back to Goldenrod City to get your Pokemon's nickname rated. Kanto has its own Name Rater as well, and he is right here. Now, fun thing about the Name Raters in the remake is they gave them like these crazy tents with candles inside. Not sure why, but I always thought that was a pretty neat little detail. Anyway, this here is the Kanto Radio Tower. Many people are hard at work here in the radio tower. They must be doing their best to put on good shows. However, as you might recall, if we go into our Pokegear radio, not a whole lot seems to be playing. Perk up Pokemon with mellow sounds of the Pokeflute on Channel 20. Aha, the Pokeflute plays on Channel 20. We want to remember that for later. Welcome, feel free to look around anywhere on this floor. And right around here we have an actual radio broadcast booth on the first floor, which is pretty interesting. Hey there, I am the Super Music Director. Huh? Your Pokegear can't tune into my music programs? How unfortunate. If you get an expansion card upgrade, you can tune in. You'd better get one. I wonder where we might be able to get one. First floor reception, second floor sales, third floor personnel, fourth floor production, fifth floor director's office. However, just like the Sylph Company, they only ever bothered to make this floor. Oh no, no, no. We've been off the air ever since the power plant shut down. All my efforts to start this station would be wasted if I can't broadcast. I'll be ruined. And over here, sorry, but you can only tour the ground floor. Ever since Johto's radio tower was taken over by a criminal gang, we've had to step up our security. Honestly, very wise choice, and honestly, also, I really like how they used that to explain why you can only tour the first floor. I know the real reason is because this is the only floor that exists on the cartridge because they couldn't fit any of the others, but it's always nice to have a very good in-universe reason for things like this. Now, we're going to want to keep that tower in mind for later, because unfortunately we cannot do much there right now, because as you might imagine, if they're off the air, not much we can do about it, so we want to go fix that power plant problem as soon as possible, because we've heard a lot of stuff about how things in the Kanto region aren't really going well with the power plant offline. Anyway, right over here is hidden Route 8. In this tree, we have a Paralyzed Cure Berry, which is, again, the only item on this entire route. But yes, this route will connect Lavender Town to Saffron City. You've got many gym badges. Yep, at least 8 whenever I talk to you. Alright. So yeah, technically, once you get to Saffron City, you can navigate this route from west to east in order to get directly to Lavender Town. I just prefer to do it this way because I figured I want to explore the entire region, and the route I picked is probably going to be the best one to do that, which would minimize backtracking as much as I can. Because I'll be honest, backtracking in games like this honestly gets a little frustrating at times, although I guess in the Kanto region you are able to fly, but I feel like it's more fluid if we just do everything on foot, you know? Anyway, we're going to take out this guy's team of Magnemite. I'm looking outside right here, and I think we're going to be able to squeeze in this episode in between the storms, but it's getting kind of menacing looking out there. I feel like that's kind of a trend. I like to live dangerously when it comes to recording my videos, which can be either a blessing or a curse, depending. Alright, one more Magnemite right here. We can surf this one down as well, and then we should be good to move onwards. Very nice. Down it goes, get a little bit of experience, 609, which is the same upside down, which is always a fun type of number. Just as I thought, you're tough. And we get 1,024 Pokemon dollars, which is also a really fun number. Now right here you can use Cut to get into this central portion of the route, but as far as I know there is nothing here, no new Pokemon or anything like that. It's just a nice little detail, and also worth noting how tiny it is. This route, again, was not spared the culling of Kanto. How does the magnet train work? Well, it's super duper simple, really, but I think you're better off reading a Wikipedia article about it because I feel like I'd get some details wrong if I tried to explain how it works. Although, when I first played this game, and they used the term magnet train, my little, like, 8 or 9-year-old brain came up with the most ridiculous way this train worked. In my mind, I'm like, oh, it's a magnet train, it must work on magnets. But my younger self didn't come up with the whole maglev idea. My younger self came up with, there's a giant friggin' magnet on each end of the track that pulls the train back and forth. Anyone who's ever ridden one of these things would know that that is not how it would work, and one would hope that's not how it would work, because it would result in some serious blunt force trauma. Alright. Now, this muck right here actually survived a hit from my Feraligatr, which is respectable. I kind of wish that would happen more often, because when you've gone through half of a region and you've one-shot pretty much everything, it gets a little frustrating. Anyway, this guy says he wants to see the magnet train. I'd like to see it as well, but I'd like to see it working before anything else. Anyway, right up here, we have these guys. I'm pretty sure these are actually unique sprites, the blue, red, and green bikers. Really interesting. We're the Kanto Pokemon Federation. Right on! Yep, we've got a little bit of a biker gang right here. Now, I don't know if this is confirmed or not, but I like to think these guys are from the same group that terrified 3 Island in Fire Red and Leaf Green, anyone who's played those games. There's a short segment where the 3rd island, which I believe is called Kin Island, I believe that's it. It gets sort of like overrun by a biker gang and you have to chase them out of town, and I like to think that these guys are that same group. I don't think it's confirmed that they are, though, so we'll just let it be my personal headcanon for now. Alright, so we're going to use Surf on this guy's coughing because, of course, in Pokemon, if you have a biker, they're going to be using some poison and dark types. Alright, and Feraligatr gets level 52. Which is really nice, and we're well on our way to 200 hit points. Not sure if we'll get there, though. Anyway, he says, yikes, sorry. Gives us a very nice number. And Joey. Joey, I'm not even gonna listen to you. Oh my word. Joey. We'll try not to disturb anyone from now on. Really? I'm the only one that has to beat you, and then you're, like, cool about it? The cops shut down our underground path. That really fries me. Yep, it seems like these guys were the ones making a ruckus in the east to west underground path, and that is why it has been indefinitely shut down. So yeah, we have these guys to blame that we cannot bypass Saffron City from east to west, although honestly, at this point, it's really not that big a deal that it's not in there. But once again, I like how there's sort of an in-universe explanation as to why this underground path is not in there, besides, we couldn't fit it on the game cartridge, please understand, bye. Anyway, going to surf away that Flareon, and that's it. That's all the Pokemon he's got. Forgive me. It's as if we're his mom or something, wiped out by some punk from Johto. You bet I'm some punk from Johto. Johto is my home turf. We're the Kanto Pokemon Federation Trainer Group. We'll drive you under our wheels. Alright. Well, at least they didn't say they were the Federation Force, right guys? Haha, old joke. Alright. He is going to send out a coughing. Is anyone surprised? And it's in the 20s! Seriously? Although I feel like most people come at this route from the other direction, so they're going to be fighting these guys in the opposite order, so for them, I guess they get stronger. And then, of course, you have the guy saying, we'll try not to bother people from now on, so I assume he's intended to be fought last. But we're special. We're coming at it from the opposite direction. And I didn't mean to switch there, but since we're actually in the menu, I'm going to switch over to Marowak. I think that would be a decent choice. Alright. Now, I like how Marowak was a really, really big player at the Pokemon World Championships this year. I wasn't sure if Alolan Marowak was really going to be as good as I wanted it to be when they first announced it, but I'm really, really glad that it seems to be a really phenomenal Pokemon because it's one of my favorite designs, like, ever to come out of the series. So it's really nice seeing it get that representation and use that I feel it deserves. Alright, now we have Earthquake, so might as well do the complete overkill option and use Earthquake, but like, let's be honest, Mud Slap could probably do a decent amount of damage to these guys, if not just one-shot them, because like, we are so... I don't want to say we're over-leveled, because we're not, it's just these guys are so under-leveled. Kinda crazy. Anyway, gonna blast this one with an Earthquake, and that should do it, because I think this is his last Pokemon. I believe? Yes, it is! Down goes Biker Dwayne. And he says, sorry. The Kanto Pokemon Federation will never fall. Oh, these guys. These guys. The flyer's torn. It's impossible to read. Might recall what it said back on Route 7. It's locked. Yep, this is the other side of the underground path, but unfortunately it is no more. But yes, I should show right through here. Have you been to Lavender Town? There's a tall radio tower there. This will deposit us right in Saffron City. There's a place called Trainer House in Viridian where trainers gather from all over the place. Interesting. We have not been to Viridian City yet, but that Trainer House is a pretty interesting feature that I would like to go over once we get there. But that day is unfortunately not today. So, this past episode of Pokemon Crystal, we explored Route 8 and Route 11, and we also explored Lavender Town. We got some new headings on our journey, and we found out that there are some issues with the radio tower here that would also be solved by this power plant. So now that we've gone over pretty much the entire region that we can at this point, and we found all the issues relating to the power plant being down, I think it's high time that next time on Pokemon Crystal, we go check out this power plant and see if there's anything we can do to help. So without further ado, thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys next time.